Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while, right? So I kind of left off with competing. I turned pro, went into my off season, and we got to grow, okay? So I'll sort of recap that into my journey that I'm going to explain. But first, I wanted to show my meal. So let me bring it closer. I have orange roughy, white fish, broccoli in the air fryer, and I have white rice under there. So, and there's lemon pepper on this. I love lemon pepper. Don't sleep on lemon pepper. And I also threw on some low sodium soy sauce. So I'm going to eat this, and I will kind of go over what I want to talk about. I've got a lot of explaining to do, but I just really briefly wanted to show some food. Everybody loves to see the food, and I'm in off season. I get more food. So I'll be right back. All right, back. That food was delicious, by the way. I can really freaking cook. So I don't know if there's anything about off season I love is getting out my cooking skills. Let me tell you what. Anyways, let me take a little sip of water, which I will get into because it is 7:30 p.m. here, and this is all the water that I get left for the day. And you might be wondering why. Well, so let me get into this. So as I was saying before, I'm in my off season now. I'm trying to build. I am going to go to the pro league in 2023 is the goal. So, excuse me. I want to have a long off season. So I stepped off stage at the end of July. Me and coach got together and I said, I need to put on some size. The pro league is no joke. And from what I saw in my stage pictures, definitely in the lower half, so my legs. So this off season's been pretty good. We are doing a heavy on the legs split. My split is really difficult to try to explain, but let's just say there's a full leg day, and then there's quads and hams and glutes kind of sporadic throughout the rest of the week. And I no longer have like a full back day or like full body part day, except for that full leg day. Then the rest is just legs with a little bit of everything else. Because not only am I getting the recovery, because I know you're probably already thinking, how are you doing so much legs and recovering? So I see the chiropractor, I get deep tissue massage, I foam roll, I stretch, I got all that here at home. And, you know, I am trying to get as best sleep as I can. I still do my cardio, so that's 15 minutes, 6 times a week, just hit. I kind of go from the cycle bike to an arc trainer. If you don't know what an arc trainer is, it kind of looks like an elliptical, but it just feels good on my knees. I like things that are good on my knees. And then the cycle bike is really good for quads. So I try to, you know, mix it up. I don't want to get bored. I can do the Stairmaster too, but I've kind of, it's not that I don't like the Stairmaster. I just see more benefit from the other two pieces of equipment that I use. Also, I started going to an Anytime Fitness close to me, and their Stairmaster sucks, and there's only one of them. So I would rather just use the cycle bike or the arc trainer. Now, Planet Fitness has a great Stairmaster, but I'm not typically there on a day that I would need to do cardio in the evening. I prefer my cardio fasted, but if I have to do it post-workout, like let's just say it's a day, like tomorrow, I will sleep in and I will just do that cardio afterwards. So, you know, that's fine. Like that's the nice thing about off season. I will get the cardio done, but I can choose between fasted and post-workout. I prefer fasted, and when I'm in prep, it's always fasted, but now I can kind of pick between the two. So anyways, back to the leg day training. I definitely need overall size, but definitely in my quads. So I avoided doing squats for a long time. Obviously, it probably shows, because if I was doing some squats, I'd probably have some better legs. Let's just be honest. So I have found a new passion for doing squats. I really enjoy the safety bar squat. If you follow me on Instagram, I post those safety squats once a week. I do those on Thursday. Hence to what I will be doing tomorrow. I will typically start with those. That's like my main compound movement for my Thursdays that are quad with some other things like I said earlier. So with that, I am progressing each week. I am, doing pretty good. I'm trying to get a spotter. That's kind of where I'm in I really need to find a good spotter. Because like I said, I've been going to Anytime. And if you guys saw like my prep videos, I was going to Life Force a lot to train with my fitness partner, trainer, Sarah. But she has been busy with school and life, and she's about to start prep again. So it's just our schedules are conflicting. We haven't been able to work out together. So I've just been trying to find spotters in the gym. And the best thing about Anytime is there's like nobody there, but then when I need a spotter, it's like, well, crap. So there's that. And then sometimes there are people and I just like some people just aren't good spotters or they don't look like it. Anywho, that's another topic. So I have been squatting and I have been running into this problem of peeing myself, urinating while squats. Perfect, right? I am 36 years old. I have been drinking like 2 gallons of water for the past 2-3 years. I drink a lot of water, okay? Now I will say, the problem that I have been finding out is that I drink a lot of the Mios and the squirty things, like the water enhancers that you can get. So I buy a lot of the Walmart brand ones or the Mios. We all know what those are. The flavoring, artificial sweeteners that you put in your water, okay? I, like many other competitors and maybe people, especially competitors, I know I'm not the only one, I use a lot of them. A majority of the water that I drink has that stuff in it, okay? So, I always knew. I knew it was gonna kind of get back to me eventually, all right? So here we are. I have been weighing myself and I went online and I read that that a lot of powerlifting females deal with this because they're lifting the heavy weight and they're trying to hit these PRs, and I guess it's very common for them to also wet themselves during a meet. So of course I'm diving into this. I can't find much on bodybuilding though, which is why I wanted to make this video in the first place, was because I don't know many bodybuilder females that want to talk about it, and it kind of frustrated me that when I had this problem, I felt like not alone, but I was just like, what? Like, is this just something that no one talks about? Because I talk about a lot of stuff, and this is a problem that I really want solved, and I really want to work on my legs. I've got a long off season. Like, I'm gonna be working on legs for a while, and if I'm only wetting myself when I'm squatting or in a leg press position, I need to fix this. And on the websites that I was looking at, I'm sorry, I can't remember what those websites were, but they were written by a powerlifter that said, you can wear the diapers and the pads, or try different sized belts, or, and listen, I've tried, I can't drink less water. It ain't happening. Less water, I need it. And my belt wasn't a problem because I've done things with and without it and still had a problem. I would even go to the restroom before the squat, okay? Because at any time the restrooms are like right there. So it's not a far little walk, okay? So I walk, do my restroom thing. You think you're good, okay? You go in for the lift. I still pee. I'm like a wet rag. Like, there's just like, you can like twist it all out and there's probably still water in there. I don't get it. So I don't know. So I was like kind of lost for what to do because I really don't want to spend a ton of money on diapers and the pads and stuff like that. Like, I'm just like, no, like, first of all, let's be honest, I wear thongs. There's not a lot of fabric to even hold on to much of anything, okay? So I'm just like, okay, I don't want to do this. So in the article that I was reading too, they eventually had talked about, working on those exercises, like the Kegel exercises, or, it's a lot of people with yoga and the pelvic floor, like that type of stuff. That was kind of a buzzword I kept running into. So it did eventually say to look into seeing a specialist. So I said, okay, I'll look and see, because to me, a pelvic specialist was just something I was like, I guess they have that, right? So yeah, go on Google, because Google's great. And I found a couple local places, but the one really stood out to me, had great reviews. So called the Pittsburgh Pelvic Health. Wow, that's really hard to spit out, so I apologize. Um, I'll just put a little logo over here. And the doctor that I had met with, Kelly Beasley, I believe it was. Wow, I'm not prepared at all. Anyways, the doctor that I had met with, I did a FaceTime call with her yesterday, which is why I wanted to document this now before I forget. So we had a virtual call yesterday, and for 30 minutes, beforehand I had written what I needed help on, what things I was seeing. And in response back, she sent forms back that, she needed to know if I was in any sort of like urination pain, if like I couldn't like hold in a urination, if I was like running to the restroom, or like how that worked, and how many times a day am I going to the restroom, and just like general questions like that. So as we get to talking, I just know that this is something that I can fix. I just know it, because I know females who have had 3 kids and will have a problem with like this, like women who have kids have this problem, okay? And I'm just trying to lift weights, okay? I'm trying to go heavy, and not lifting heavy is not an option, okay? So she was a super nice doctor and very helpful, very helpful. Like that half hour was well worth it. So first things first, I had to tell her that, I drink so much water that I get up to use the restroom several times at night. Several, okay? And I know that it's more than 2. And she was just like, well, technically you should be going to the restroom maybe like once in your sleep. And I'm like, oh, great. I'm going like 5 to 7 times at night, okay? And, I try to make sure I get the best sleep I can, but, I guess I just don't factor in that, each time you get up to go to the restroom, that's interrupted sleep, okay? So I'm like, okay, I get it. So I'm now realizing that that is a problem. And then as many times as I go to the restroom during the day is a problem. She's saying that in 24 hours, you should be going to the restroom to pee like 6 to 8 times. Well, but between all the times I get up to go to the bathroom at night, during the day, I can't even keep track. I'm going like every hour, right? Especially in prep, everybody complains about it. But to me, it was just like normal life. I'm used to drinking a ton of water. So there's a big factor right there. I am going to the restroom a lot. I can hold it in. I'm not running or anything like that, but I'm just going very frequently. So then she goes into finding out, I tell her about the Mios and the water enhancers. So she goes to tell me that artificial sweeteners irritate the bladder, which will cause you to want to go more. So, like I said, I knew those water enhancers were going to get to me eventually. I was trying to be greedy and keep them in. Because even in prep, I never let those suckers go. I was drinking Mios, tons of it, okay? I'll be flat out honest. And I know I'm not the only one, so don't let anybody tell you that they don't use as much Mio as me, because I know there's people out there that do the same thing where they put like a bunch of Mio in like all their gallons, okay? So I'll be honest, I drink a lot. Yeah, she pretty much said that the artificial sweeteners are probably a huge culprit. Irritate the bladder, it's trying to flush it out, and I go so often and I drink so much of it. So you can just imagine that, yeah, that probably needs to come out. Which I do want to say that I've been drinking my plain water, okay? I did it today. I only did Mio 3 times today, okay? I'll be honest. It's only day 1, okay? So, hate to give them up, but we're going to try. And then if I continue to think that I need to cut out more, then I'll look into cutting out like my sugar-free creamers, just like prep. I take those out in prep, but yeah. I'm going to try the Mios first. So if that doesn't work, then we'll do other artificial sweeteners. Now, she did say that the stevia that I use should be okay. I've never cut out artificial sweeteners because it does not bloat me, which is why a lot of competitors will take that stuff out pre-contest and everything. I don't have that problem. I don't get bloated. So I just like would keep that stuff in. Plus I have a major sweet tooth. I got every like diet hack in the book. So yeah, I try to keep the sweet stuff in as long as I can. So here we are. So along with that, she had also went over some exercises that I can try. She had also explained to me that when you are in a squat position, because I told her it's just a squat and the leg press, okay? So when I'm in that hunched, kind of in a seated toilet seat look, she says your pelvic floor muscles are relaxed. So you can imagine that when you're in that relaxed position, and for as much water as I drink, and I'm having all this leakage, you know, the muscles are very relaxed. So of course it's inevitable that it's probably going to happen. And some days are more than others, but there's been days that I kind of leave a puddle, and that's embarrassing. Okay. Now I would say that the urination is probably super diluted. I drink so much water. It's like piss and water. Okay. But I do clean myself up. So I know that sounds very gross and probably unsanitized. It's unsanitary, but I clean up, okay? You can think what you want. I'm not dirty. Anyways, so obviously I have decided to look into the Poise brand. I just bought this that I will probably try tomorrow. This is an ultra thin active Poise pads, so they are for urination leakage. I did not know, so she told me this. I think this would be really important to share. Period pads, like for your menstruation, those pads are different than the urination pads. So I'm glad she told me that, because my dumb ass probably would have looked in the period pads section. These are with the diapers, so you got to go over to that section and look for these guys. So yeah, I guess she said the material's made differently. And I didn't even know they had an active brand. And I also got a coupon. So if you go on the Poise website, you can find coupons, $2 off. So guess I'm gonna give it a try. Don't really want to, but hey, just until I can get things fixed, which I do want to say that getting the specialist was very beneficial with all the information that I got from her, because let's be honest, using pads and diapers is just like a band-aid. It's not really solving the issue, so I don't want to depend on these things. Get it? Depends. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna give these a shot. I'll just flat out and say it, okay? And I'll report back how it goes, because like I said, I'm gonna have a follow-up with this doctor in 2 weeks. I told her I wanted to try to get at least like 2 squat days in before I see her again. And then I'm also going to keep track how many times I get up to pee at night and how many times I get up to pee during the day. She also wants me to keep track of what rep that I do, that I, start to feel the urination. So like I told her, I think it's around rep 5, because my reps are usually 8 to 10. So I think once I hit like rep 5 and I'm like, oh crap, like I try not to think about it. I thought it was a mental thing for the longest time, but I mean, I guess it's more than that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep track of what rep it is and how much. And she also wants to know like what time of day. So I'm gonna try to keep track of all of that. It's just a lot of data collecting at this point, because as we continue on, she'll be able to know if the advice that she's giving me is helping. Because let's face it, with problems like this, it's up to me to take the advice and do it. There's no pill, there's nothing that's going to do the work. I have to do this exercises that she gives me. I have to cut out the artificial sweeteners. She suggested that I stop drinking water 2 hours before bedtime. So that's why I was trying to say that this is all the water that I have left for the night, because by the time that it's like around 8 o'clock, I need to stop drinking water, which is probably going to be in 20 minutes. So, yeah. So, yeah. It's really hard to not drink water, which some people have a hard time drinking water, and I'm having the opposite problem. So I'm trying to save that. Because I told her at night I have a hard time not drinking water because I've been trying to stay off my phone and I don't know what to do with my hands. So I just like start drinking water. So maybe I need to find something more to do. I don't know. Or maybe just go to bed. I don't know. I will kind of rate this to my coach tomorrow too and kind of keep her updated. Because I kind of briefly told her, but she didn't really like say much to that. Probably because she doesn't know what to say. But I will let her know that I seek some help, and yeah, because I got a job here, guys. I gotta like train legs, get size, because like I said before, the pro league is no joke. And from what I saw in my pictures, my legs are very tiny. I need to squat, obviously, and I need to lift heavy, and hopefully I can get a spotter to help me out a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna keep record. I believe that was everything I wanted to go over that I kind of figured out. Like I said, I have some exercises, but they're really hard to explain. It's a lot of like in the core, you know, and like really holding it in, like, you know, like holding a fart, I guess. So it's a lot of the core exercises, which I do feel that I have a strong core, but I think my biggest concern is having the control and breathing. I'm sure there's other people like this out there, where, you know, breathing is a huge part of exercising, right? Like when you're lifting heavy, you have to kind of be able to breathe and exhale when you're supposed to. So I'm realizing that that's probably another part of the equation that will need to be worked on, is multitasking and getting my breath work to be in sync with my pelvic floor strengthening. So that's another thing. So yeah, I will work on these exercises. She said I should do like doing the exercises seated, standing, and in a squat position, and do that 3 to 4 times for like less than a minute, I'm sure, 3 times a day. So I won't lie, I only did it once today, but I will work on fitting that in more. I think today my biggest focus was drinking plain water. I also need to try to cut back on coffee. I did not do that, so that will be something else that I need to do, because again, coffee is another bladder irritant. So just so you know, we all know coffee's like that, and probably if I slept a little better and wasn't getting up to pee so much, maybe I wouldn't need so much coffee. But honestly, I like coffee because it tastes good, and I drink a lot of water because it distracts me from eating food. Because let's face it, I'm in my off season or in my prep. I am ready to eat all the time, and I'm trying to not be a fat ass. So trying to stay on the leaner side, not a lean ball, because I'm not afraid to put weight on, but we got more calories, and I'm trying to, you know, not gain too much unnecessary body fat. So with all of that, that was a lot. I figured I had a lot on my mind and wanted to kind of vomit all of that. And yeah, like I said, I just want to share. I feel like there's not a lot of information out there about lifting, bodybuilding, and some leakage. Maybe it doesn't happen to too many people because I do drink a ton of water. But I do want to be that voice for anybody else that maybe will feel alone, not sure what to do. Seek help. Seek help like anything. Go find a professional. Like I said, I will try to put the information and everything in this video or in my bio for who I reached out to. Even though she's in Pittsburgh, I'm sure because I did a virtual session, maybe she can do people from anywhere. And I am going to try to use my insurance for this as well because it's under physical therapy. And yeah, I did the 30-minute consultation, just like the phone call, and it was perfect. 30 minutes, I got a lot of information, and it was just well worth it. So seek help. Professionals are out there. And I learned a lot of things that I would have never thought of. So kind of cool. All right, guys. So comment below if you found this special. I'm special. Comment below if you guys have any questions, or, you know, if this is helpful, or, you know, whether anybody benefits from it. I guess I'll share anyways. You just never know. And I'll try to keep up with some other updates and everything that I'm up to in my off season. A lot of my footage and content's just been going in on Instagram. I'm just so focused in my workouts that I just don't have time to film everything. But I really want to get back into YouTube. So that's a dilemma for another day. Anywho, I'll do a follow-up. I'll let you know how my diapers go. Cool. Like I said, 36, figure pro, and wearing diapers. Real cool, okay? So I'm gonna finish my water, relax, get a shower, do the nighttime routine, and I will check in with you guys later.